Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. Well, this is our latest sort of preview for Burnley on Sunday, and what we did was invite back Scott from the Runaway Challenge. You might have seen him on the previews that we did at the Etihad. Scott has been running to every single away ground from Burnley, and absolutely amazing feat, and I think it's over 3,000 miles he's done already. Well, Scott's actually in London at the Expo and at the marathon on Sunday, so he's not actually going to the game, but what he did was took some time, and he was kind enough to come on this preview with Man City Fan TV. And as always, what we do is we send each other questions, and Scott sent me some of his, and I sent some to him. Is Burnley FC anti-football or playing to their strengths? Well, anti-football. I wouldn't say anti-football because you were superb last season, Scott. I'll be honest with you. You did, amazingly well, Europa League, etc. But so far, looking at your games, you've scored 44 goals and conceded 62. So you got a minus 18 goal difference, which isn't great. But then, look at Bournemouth ahead of you. They've got 49, but Everton on 50. But then you look at Newcastle. They've only scored 35 goals this year, but nobody really sort of says Newcastle are anti-football, I guess. Wolves, 44 goals, and yet they've had an exceptional season and are currently in 7th place. So I wouldn't say anti-football, certainly wouldn't say that, but what I would say is that you do play to your strengths without a shadow of a doubt. I really do think you do that. Strong team. And very in and out season. You look at the result, great draw. I think it was 2-2 against Burnley, Chelsea, sorry. So not anti-football. I think you do play to your strengths, but I expected a little bit more after what you did last season.
Outside the Excel Centre, the home of the London Marathon Expo. The marathon starts on Sunday. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss the game, the big game. But I am a running fan as well as a Burnley fan, and it's the GOAT, Kipchoge, against the British GOAT, Mo Farah, down here in London on Sunday, and it's hard to miss it. So that's my excuse for not being at the game.
You've reached 40 points, and that should be enough for you to stay up this season. Are you disappointed in the season after such a great one last year?
Yeah, Andy, good question on disappointed with the season or not after last season. In a nutshell, no, definitely not. We've come good towards the back end of the season. Very happy that we've stayed up. We will stay up. I believe we will stay up. We've done enough, and we've just got better since Boxing Day. And really, Sean Dyche summed it up last week. Everyone thinks that it's because of Europe. We started off badly because of Europe, and he was actually alluding to the fact that he tried to play a bit more of an expansive game of football in the first half of the season. It not really worked, and he'd gone back to a more defensive and staying true to our strengths in the second half of the season. And that sits for me. I think that sits for me. You can even see it. I even saw it at City early on in the league. Burnley were trying a bit, we were trying to pass it out a bit, and it just didn't really work for us. And there's quite a few other games where we did that and we came short and got clobbered. And then second half of the season, really tied up that defence, and strikers been on form, and it's been magic. I think we're probably near the top of the league if the league had started on the 1st of January.
So Scott's second question to me was, why can't Fernandinho, Gundogan and David Silva play together? I think this is I don't know who gave you that question, but I think that's something we've been discussing all season on Man City Fan TV. And I've said it, I've lost count of how many times I've said it. If you go back and look at those three players whenever they play together, we've rarely hit the heights that we can hit. And I'm not sure what it's down to. We've got, it doesn't matter who holds. We saw it on Wednesday night when the three of them in the first half played together, and Gundogan and Fernandinho were almost like within a 5-10 yard space of each other. And I just think they seem to get in each other's way, and I think we should only play one of them in that particular position. Now, David Silva likes to go forward, and we know that he likes to find pockets. But I think I don't think they bring the ball forward as quick when they play together, Gundogan and Fernandinho. it was no surprise and that when one of them went off, and that was basically through an injury, and Sane came on and we shifted Bernardo Silva inside with Gundogan and David Silva. Suddenly, those triangular plays came back. We were moving the ball much quicker. We were creating loads of space, and that's no slight on David Silva, Fernandinho and Gundogan as individual players, because they're all three of them are exceptional players. I just don't think as a unit in that midfield. Gundogan's 28, nearly 29, 30, nearly 34 is Fernandinho, David Silva 33. They just don't bring that legs in there, or there's nobody in there with those legs that can drive us forward, like a Phil Foden, like a Bernardo Silva, etc., or a Kevin De Bruyne. So, I've been saying it all season, and like I said, it's no slight on those three players. I just don't think we hit anywhere near the heights when we play those three. So I'm hoping we don't revert back to that for Sunday's game against you. My second question to Scott is, if you do stay up, where do you need to strengthen?
Yeah, Andy, good question on strengthening for next season. Number one priority is do not sell Dwight McNeil at any cost over the summer. We've got him contracted, I think, to 2023 now, so that's good news. But there's a bit of interest about him, so don't sell him first. And then secondly, I try and get a second or third striker, Peter Crouch. Legend, yeah, in many ways for football in England, but it's just not quite good enough to be sat on the bench. We need someone who's a bit stronger than Crouchy, backing up Woods and Barnes. And then, midfield, I think it's a massive priority. We've got better throughout the season. Westwood's had an amazing second half to the season. Cork's got a bit better, but in the centre of midfield, I think we really need a talisman. We need a sort of Pogba kind of figure. We need someone who can sort of move the ball a bit further forward and hold it up a bit stronger and be comfortable on the ball. And then, maybe a new winger as well. I mean, Hendrick doesn't always sit well with me on that side. Scored a great goal the other day at Chelsea, but strength from midfield a bit more.
Your third question to me was, as a City fan, what do you think about the social media-driven palaver of United fans wanting City to win the league, Liverpool fans having Ashley Barnes as their profile pics, etc.? I find it pretty embarrassing, if I'm really honest with you. I can't imagine, I haven't come across many City fans changing their social media sort of like pictures to Huddersfield, Aaron Moy or somebody like that for tonight's game. I mean, I just find it is embarrassing. It really is. Them changing their pictures is not going to make a slightest bit of difference to the result tonight against Huddersfield or Burnley's result against City on Sunday. It just stinks of desperation. And I'd be embarrassed if I saw City fans doing that type of thing. So, it's weird. And I can only assume that I can't see old school City fans doing anything like that. So I can only assume if there were anybody doing that type of thing, then they're possibly the younger generation and maybe don't really go to games and that type of thing. And I find it a bit weird, if I'm honest with you. My third question, who's been Burnley's player of the season so far in the Premier League?
3 player of the season. Well, if this is an entertainment business and measured also with, performance and goals over the season, I'm going to have to give it to Ashley Barnes. He's just value for money. I mean, he's becoming a cult hero, as I said earlier. He stands up for himself, he stands up for the team, and he just never stops. And he's got the goals to put him in the top bracket of Premier League strikers this season. So, Ashley Barnes, cult hero.
And your fourth question, considering Burnley's strong defence, not that strong. Remember, I just gave you your goal difference, which is minus 18. Who is your starting 11 for Sunday? Okay, can never ever pick a pet team. Just can't, because even with injuries that are out, you think, oh, he's definitely coming in. Somebody else comes in. Pep just has surprises after surprises up his sleeve, and. I think there's 4 or 5 players, 6 players who you could possibly say, yes, definitely a starter. But to try and pick a starting 11, I'll do my best, but I'll probably be way off the mark. So I'd go for obviously Edison in net. I think Walker will remain right back. I think this time Company will be rested and we'll have Stones and Laporte maybe all come in. Who's playing left back? Probably Zinchenko. It depends. As Mendy trained, we're still not sure because training was ongoing this afternoon. But I'll probably go Zinchenko left back. Fernandinho holding if he's fit, when it looks like he probably will be. Now, do we stick with Gundogan because it's an away from the Etihad at Turf Moor? Do we stick with Gundogan and David Silva? Do we bring in Kevin De Bruyne? Is not fit, so do we keep David Silva because he's the man that makes us tick, and maybe bring Bernardo Silva in ahead of Gundogan and maybe rest Gundogan, even though Gundogan played really well in the second half against United. I'll go for that, but who knows? It'll probably be those three again. But I'll go for Bernardo Silva in the midfield with David Silva, and then I think Leroy will start on Sunday, and Aguero up front. I think he'll retain his place. He's got a week's rest before Leicester, and Raheem Sterling on the right hand side. So I could be completely wrong. I'll be honest with you, Scott. So my fourth question is, who do you want to win the Premier League and why?
Good question, mate. Who do I want to win the league? I'm not bothered. Really, I'm not bothered. It's been an entertaining season. I think it's great for football. I think this season's made me more into a football fan than I probably was before. I've always been a Burnley fan. That's been priority, but it's been great to watch this battle between Liverpool and City. I hate Blackburn, so I'm indifferent about City, United, Liverpool, any of the top six. I'm indifferent about you lot, really. But I really want us to win this big game on Sunday, so that presumes that if I want to beat City, then you lot are struggling. So yeah, Burnley to beat City, photobombed probably by a City fan, and Burnley to beat City, Liverpool to win the league.
And finally, score prediction and final points prediction for both City and Liverpool. Score prediction, I'm going to go for a tight game. I'll go for 2-1 City. Though, you know, we have given you a right pasting in the last 12 months on a few games. So, you know, City can get an early goal, couple of goals, suddenly it could be, we could push on again. But seems though we've got no midweek game either. It's not like we're going to have to ease off the gas because we've got a Wednesday night game or something like that. So we could go all out if we've got a few early goals. But I think it'll be a difficult game. And like I said, you know, you've got a strong defence earlier. So I'm going to go a tight game, 2-1 City. As for the prediction, you know, I still think this twists in the season, even though there's only 3 games to go. I know if we were to win all 3, we'd end up on 98. If Liverpool to win all their 3, it'd be 97. But Liverpool have got to go tonight to playing Huddersfield. Anything could happen. It could be 5-0 Liverpool. It could be 1-1. Who knows? And we could possibly drop points to you or Leicester or Brighton in the last game. But if I had to sort of say put my house, my mortgage, and everything else on it, I would say both City and Liverpool will win all 3 games, and City will just edge it by a point, which will be another wonderful season. 198 points in 2 seasons, and that is phenomenally consistent. It's consistently brilliant. And Liverpool have had a great season, there's no doubt about it, and they will be absolutely devastated if we win the title by 1 point. Yeah, I think it's going right to the wire. And my final question is, what's the score prediction for Sunday?
Okay, score prediction for the big game, as it says on the flags, it's going to be a legs, hearts, minds performance from Burnley. 1-0, Ashley Barnes, get in there.
So there you have it. I want to say a massive thank you to Scott. Good luck if you're running that marathon on Sunday, mate. I'll be keeping an eye out, see whether I can see you. If not, enjoy the game if you manage to watch it. But anyway, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. I want to say again a massive thank you to Scott from the Runaway Challenge. Go over and check out his videos on social media, etc. Done a wonderful job this season. Fantastic. If you're not a subscriber, don't forget subscribe. Click notification. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment below the video. Give us your thoughts to those questions. Do you think I'm talking garbage, or do you think, maybe somebody else will start on Sunday? What's your predictions for how the season is going to finish? I think it's going right to the wire. But anyway, Blues, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Once again, thanks, Scott. Take care, and we'll see you on Sunday.